Some action stars throw punches on screen and then go home to sip lattes, but others, they're the real deal. Behind the Hollywood glitz, some of cinema's toughest stars have battle-tested skills, survived brutal pasts, or lived lives that prove they aren't just playing tough. From legends who trained with the best fighters in the world to actors with real combat experience, we're diving into 20 movie stars who are real-life badasses. But that brings up a big question. Who made the cut? Let's find out. Bill Superfoot Wallace wasn't just a martial artist, he was a kickboxing phenomenon who brought real-world combat experience to Hollywood. A world champion with an undefeated record, Wallace was one of the fastest and most technical strikers in history, earning his nickname from his devastating left leg kicks. Before Hollywood, Wallace was a US Air Force hand-to-hand combat instructor and a pioneer of full-contact karate, defeating some of the toughest opponents of his era. His skills landed him in martial arts films like The Protector, as well as a respected career as a fight choreographer and trainer for action stars. Even after retiring, he remained a mentor and ambassador for martial arts, ensuring his legacy extended beyond the ring. Benny the Jet, an unstoppable force, competing in kickboxing, karate, and Muay Thai, he remained undefeated in nearly 200 fights, proving he was a world-class combatant across multiple disciplines. His dominance in the ring made him a sought-after figure in Hollywood, leading to roles in films like Wheels on Meals and Dragons Forever, where he faced off against Jackie Chan in some of the most intense and realistic fight scenes ever filmed. Beyond acting, Benny became one of the top fight trainers in Hollywood, coaching stars like John Cusack and Michael Jai White. Don the Dragon Wilson was one of the most decorated kickboxers in history. With over 70 wins, 11 world titles, and 4 decades of dominance, Wilson cemented himself as one of the greatest full-contact fighters of all time. His transition to movies was natural. He wasn't just acting, he was bringing real combat skills to the screen. Wilson starred in over 30 action films, including the Blood Fist series and Ring of Fire, becoming one of the biggest names in straight-to-video martial arts movies. Even after retiring from fighting, he continued to train, mentor, and prove that real fighters can become action legends. Before his acting career, Rourke was a skilled amateur boxer, training under real professionals. At the peak of his fame, he shocked Hollywood by walking away to pursue professional boxing, a decision that left him physically battered but respected. His return to Hollywood saw him take on gritty, hard-hitting roles, showcasing his raw, battle-worn persona. He wasn't just an actor or a fighter, he was a man who lived both worlds, proving that toughness isn't about image. It's about the battles you're willing to fight in and out of the ring. Philip Reed didn't just play a martial artist, he was one long before Hollywood came calling. A legitimate Taekwondo master and full-contact competitor, he trained in multiple disciplines, including Hapkido, Kendo, and boxing, giving him a well-rounded combat background. Reed didn't just star in martial arts movies, he created them and was the driving force behind the Best of the Best franchise. Beyond acting, Reed dedicated himself to teaching and mentoring the next generation, proving that his impact wasn't just about being a star, it was about inspiring real martial artists. Dolph Lundgren isn't just an action star, he's a real-life genius and fighter. Best known as Ivan Drago in Rocky IV, he's also one of Hollywood's most educated and dangerous men. Lundgren holds a master's degree in chemical engineering and was awarded a Fulbright scholarship to MIT, though he didn't attend. The man who played one of cinema's most fearsome bruisers could have built nuclear reactors. Instead, his combat skills led him to bodyguard work, training extensively in Kyokushin karate, earning a 4th-degree black belt, and competing in full-contact tournaments, proving he was the real deal. His abilities landed him a job as Grace Jones's personal bodyguard, which led to a romance and, ultimately, his entry into Hollywood. Even after stardom, he never stopped training, continuing to spar and practice MMA well into his 60s. Cynthia Rothrock is a real-life martial arts powerhouse. Long before Hollywood, she earned black belts in multiple styles, including Tang Soo Do, Taekwondo, and Wushu, proving she was the real deal. Rothrock was a 5-time World Karate Champion in forms competition. Her skills caught the attention of Hong Kong filmmakers, making her one of the first Western women to star in their action films. She fought alongside Michelle Yeoh, performing high-flying stunts that proved she could hold her own with the best. Even today, she continues to train, teach, and promote martial arts, solidifying her status as not just one of the greatest female action stars, but one of the greatest, period. Christopher Lee wasn't just a legendary actor, he was a real-life war hero and trained swordsman. Known for playing Dracula and Count Dooku, few realize he fought in World War II as a British Special Forces officer. When asked about his military career, Lee remained vague, once saying, "Let's just say I was in Special Forces and leave it at that." His experience in combat gave him a deep understanding of sword fighting, and unlike many actors, he trained under real fencing masters and performed his own fight scenes. Michael Jai White is a real-life martial arts master whose combat skills surpass most Hollywood tough guys. White has black belts in 8 different styles, including Kyokushin Karate, Shotokan, Taekwondo, Jiu-Jitsu, and Wushu. His skill isn't just for show, he's trained with top UFC and MMA fighters and has said he could have gone pro, but chose acting instead. With his size, speed, and technical ability, many experts agree he could have been a serious force in combat sports. Tony Jaa, the real-life martial arts phenomenon who brought authentic bone-crunching Muay Thai to mainstream cinema. Unlike many actors who rely on wires and CGI, Jaa became famous for performing jaw-dropping stunts and fight scenes without doubles. Born in rural Thailand, Jaa trained in full-contact Muay Thai from a young age, inspired by Bruce Lee, Jackie Chan, and Jet Li. His breakthrough in Ong Bak shocked audiences, with flying elbows, spinning knees, and bone-shattering kicks. Despite his calm demeanor, Jaa's speed, power, and technique make him one of the most dangerous martial arts stars in Hollywood. Charles Bronson wasn't just a Hollywood tough guy, he was the real deal, forged by war, hard labor, and survival. Born into extreme poverty as one of 15 children, he worked in coal mines from age 10, toughening him for life. During World War II, Bronson became a B-29 gunner, one of the most dangerous jobs in military aviation. After the war, he struggled before finding acting, but never let Hollywood soften him. He was fiercely independent, refusing roles that made him look weak, and maintained his real-life street toughness even as he became an action star. Bronson wasn't just an actor, he was a war hero, survivor, and one of the toughest men to ever grace the big screen. Iko Uwais, the real-life Salat warrior who took the world by storm with his raw, brutal fighting style. Discovered by Gareth Evans, he made his breakthrough in The Raid, delivering some of the most realistic and vicious fight scenes ever filmed. But his skills aren't just for the screen. Uwais trains real military and law enforcement officers in Salat, proving his techniques are battle-tested for real combat. Jackie Chan, a one-man stunt crew, martial artist, and daredevil who built his career on taking real hits. While most actors rely on stunt doubles, Chan performs dangerous, high-impact stunts himself. Trained at the Peking Opera School, he endured brutal martial arts training in acrobatics, weapons combat, and fight choreography. His dedication led to countless injuries, including broken bones, dislocated shoulders, and even a steel plate in his head, yet he never stopped. Beyond the pain, Jackie is a skilled martial artist in Kung Fu, Hapkido, Judo, Taekwondo, and Wing Chun. His mix of high-speed combat and comedy made him one of the most unique and enduring action stars in history. Mr. T isn't just a pop culture icon, he's a real-life badass whose toughness made most action stars look soft. Before Rocky III and the A-Team, he was a military police officer, wrestler, and feared bouncer. Growing up in Chicago's toughest neighborhoods, he became a star football player before joining the US Army, where he completed a 24-hour obstacle course meant to take days, impressing his drill sergeant so much that he was promoted on the spot. After the military, Mr. T became a notorious bouncer and bodyguard, protecting Muhammad Ali, Michael Jackson, and Diana Ross. Discovered by Sylvester Stallone, his raw power and aggression made him one of the most memorable villains in the Rocky franchise. He also survived T-cell lymphoma, proving his toughness extended beyond the ring. Mr. T isn't just an action star, he's a symbol of resilience, strength, and old-school street justice. Michelle Yeoh, a martial arts star, a pioneer who proved women could be just as tough and skilled as their male counterparts. She built her career on performing her own stunts, often risking serious injury for authenticity. Though a former Miss Malaysia, she shattered expectations by entering the Hong Kong action scene, training in martial arts, acrobatics, and high-risk stunt work. Despite no formal martial arts background, she learned from Sammo Hung and Jackie Chan, becoming one of the fiercest action stars in the industry. Her relentless determination and fearlessness made her a Hollywood icon, proving that action stars aren't defined by gender, but by sheer skill and dedication. Jet Li isn't just a martial arts star, he's a real-life wushu prodigy who mastered combat long before Hollywood. Li's speed, precision, and real fighting ability set him apart. His mastery of traditional forms, weapons combat, and full-contact sparring made him one of the most skilled martial artists in cinema. Beyond film, Li has dedicated his life to philanthropy, especially after surviving the 2004 tsunami. Though health issues forced him to retire, his legacy as one of the greatest martial arts icons remains untouchable. Danny Trejo, a man who went from prison to becoming one of Hollywood's most feared badasses. Born into crime and gang life, he was in and out of juvenile detention before 12 and eventually landed in maximum security for armed robbery. Trejo's Hollywood break was an accident. Working as a drug counselor, he was recognized by an old prison boxing opponent who was working on a movie set and was cast for his intimidating presence. He went from one of the most feared men in prison to one of the most respected tough guys in Hollywood, proving that true toughness is about transformation, not just survival. Donnie Yen isn't just a martial artist, he's a walking, breathing weapon with skills that go far beyond the movies. Yen is a true mixed martial artist, blending kung fu, taekwondo, muay thai, judo, and Brazilian jiu-jitsu. Initially trained by his martial arts master, his mother, he expanded his skills over the years, where he studied multiple disciplines. His deep understanding of real combat was put to the test when he reportedly took down 8 gang members in a Hong Kong nightclub, proving he wasn't just an on-screen fighter. Whether in real-life fights or cinema, he remains one of the most dangerous and versatile martial artists in action history. Chuck Norris isn't just the subject of internet jokes, he's a legitimate martial arts legend who dominated real-life combat sports before Hollywood. His fighting ability led Bruce Lee to personally choose him as his opponent in Way of the Dragon, creating one of the most iconic fight scenes in film history. Before Hollywood, Norris served in the US Air Force, where he began his martial arts journey, later becoming a federal law enforcement trainer. Beyond fighting, Norris is a philanthropist and veteran advocate, proving that toughness isn't just about combat, it's about standing up for others. Whether in real tournaments, movies, or memes, Chuck Norris's legend is no joke. Before Hollywood, he had already cemented himself as one of the most dangerous and innovative martial artists ever. Bruce Lee's speed, power, and philosophy of combat were real, tested, and dangerous. Frustrated by the limitations of traditional styles, Lee created Jeet Kune Do, a martial art focused on adaptability and efficiency. His physical abilities seem superhuman, like his 1-inch punch, which knocked men off their feet. Beyond combat, Lee broke racial barriers in Hollywood, proving an Asian man could be a leading action star. Even today, fighters study his techniques, and his legacy as the ultimate martial arts icon remains untouchable. What do these action legends have in common? They didn't just play tough, they lived it. Whether through military service, real martial arts championships, or surviving brutal hardships, these men and women proved their toughness wasn't just for the screen. So who's the ultimate real-life badass? That's for you to decide. But one thing's certain, when these legends throw a punch, it actually means something. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more awesome content.